Hello there, in this video we're going to compare the 2011 Ewok Attack with the 2019 Action Battle Endor Assault Lego set and try and work out whether or not Lego is getting worse. Actually there's more over there, so it's a little bit unfair, a bit clickbaity, isn't it, to show you two side by side like that, which are clearly different sizes. So I've got these two sets here and I'm going to compare them on a number of different levels, including the price, the box artwork, the number of pieces, and the models themselves, and try and come to some kind of conclusion about whether or not Lego is getting worse. It's about the fourth video in this series that I've made, so I'll leave a link to the other ones down below. If you enjoy this, you might enjoy those as well, and I think the answer to this video might actually surprise you. So let's get on with the video. They've got dramatically different names, and obviously the first name, the older one, Ewok Attack, much simpler, shorter, easier to remember. Action Battle Endor Assault is a much longer, much less memorable name. Not sure why they've done that. So in that sense, Lego is getting worse. But anyway, this particular Lego set I have here, I actually bought this from eBay for about £20. Brand spanking new. It was absolutely immaculate. I don't even know why I bought it now. I think I must have just seen it and thought it was good value and I thought I'd get my hands on it. This is the set here. Now I don't actually have the box artwork for the 2011 set. I'll compare it to the listing on Brickset. I think the box for the 2011 set is bigger than this. I like that. I like the box artwork actually of the 2011 one more than this 2019 one. I just like the kind of darker colours. I just prefer the box. That's what I'm trying to say. Never really been a fan of this white Lego box artwork. So in that respect, I much prefer the 2011 set. Now before we get onto the models themselves, let's compare these sets in terms of price. So in 2011, the Ewok Attack set retailed for £25.99. So about £26. For those of you in America, it's like $25. So it's much cheaper actually than it is here in the UK. We're ripped off, what a surprise. The Action Battle Endor Assault set, which was released in 2019, actually sold for £24.99 and $30 in America. So actually, we're doing better than you, even though actually if you do the currency conversion, we're still being ripped off. But in terms of numbers, we're lower, thank goodness for that. So this Lego set is cheaper than the one in 2011, which is, you know, that's an improvement, I think. Same kind of Lego theme and idea there, and it's cheaper. So that's going in the right direction, and that's not even taking into account inflation. So things get more expensive as time goes on. Buying a chocolate bar 10 years ago would have cost half as much as it does now. But it does depend on the size of the sets, obviously. So let's look at the number of pieces in these sets. Well, the older Ewok Attack set has 166 pieces in. Now, it's always brought to my attention that, you know, I often use the price per piece, which is 15.7 pence per piece. So it's just taking the total price, dividing it by the number of pieces, and you get the price per piece. But a better way of doing it is to look at the weight as well. So let's just have a look at the weight of the set. It's 0.32 kilograms. So let's look at the Action Battle Endor Assault set. It really doesn't roll off the tongue, does it? It's a rubbish name. It's 12.9 pence per piece, so cheaper per piece. It comes with 193 pieces, so that's like nearly 30 pieces more than the older set. And let's look at the weight of the set. It is not listed. Put this set into Amazon. 290 grams it says on there. So it seems as if the total package weighs less. Could be the box, could be the instructions, could be the pieces. It's very difficult to tell without having them side by side. If you've got this set, maybe you could weigh the Lego bricks for me? I don't know. One thing that obviously is quite important to some people is the number of minifigures you get in the sets. Well, in the newer set, you get 2 minifigures, Warwick Davis, Wicket, and you get a Scout Trooper. So 2 pretty good minifigures, I have to say. But in the 2011 set, you actually get 3 minifigures. You get 2 Ewoks and a trooper. So depends how much you like minifigures really, but minifigures tend to sort of be the more valuable part of a set. They bump up the cost, £2 or £3 really. So it's a bit of a shame that there are fewer minifigures in the newer set. But these are all kind of superficial things really, aren't they? The most kind of important thing is the actual Lego set itself. It's the model, the detail in the model, and the playability of it. So I've got both of the sets here. The other set I haven't actually mentioned. I haven't got the box for, and I haven't got the minifigures for. I actually bought it off a friend just in a bag of bricks, so I'll be able to compare it to the 2019 set. So let's start by looking at the older set. We'll look at the actual Ewok treehouse thing to start with. It's quite a detailed model, isn't it? Quite a large model as well. And actually, if you compare that immediately to the 2019 treehouse, I don't know if that's really coming across, but the newer treehouse is much smaller and much less detailed. So in that respect, the older set has the advantage there. Now, these sets also come with their own speeder bikes as well. So here's 2 speeder bikes. You can see they're not created equally. And can you guess which one is 2011 and which one is 2019? Well, yes, you're right. This one is the 2011 one and this one is the 2019 one. Much smaller, much less detailed, very similar parts. In fact, some of the parts are identical, but there's just more pieces and the pieces are bigger and there's more detail in the older one. So in that respect, again, the sets have sadly got worse. But this is possibly where the 2019 set kind of begins to come into its own. So actually, the 2019 set has got an additional model here, which, you know, is interesting. You wonder what it is. You wonder what this thing on the front is. In fact, it's similar to the blue thing on the front of the treehouse. One's got the Empire logo on and one's got the Resistance logo on. So what are these? Well, this is actually where the play value comes in. So let's go back to the 2011 set and look at what you can actually do on it. So the 2011 treehouse has a number of articulated pieces on it. It has this ladder. It has this catapult. It has this, goodness knows what. I suppose you step on that and it falls over. Oh, and it has this slidey brick as well, so somebody could stand on there and then you could pull it and they'd fall off. Yeah, it's a little bit lackluster and not that imaginative. I suppose kids use their imagination, don't they, if they were playing with this sort of thing. Although, as we've discovered recently, it's mainly adults who buy Lego these days. By comparison, looking at the 2019 set, the main thing here is this kind of push mechanism where you push this and something hinges on there like that. And basically the idea is you've got these kind of gun things here. I just fired that one off out of the window, never mind. I meant to use the red one, obviously, on the red target. You fire it on there and it activates the hingy thing. So I think I've demonstrated that here. You can see one person can use it to knock the trooper off of his speeder bike, and the trooper can use it to knock the Ewok out of his treehouse, which I think, personally, is a little bit more imaginative and a little bit more fun and interesting than what you can do on the 2011 set. That's just my personal opinion. So we've compared these sets in a number of areas now, and I think we're ready to come to some kind of conclusion. So just to summarise, box artwork, I think, got worse to 2019. Obviously that's a couple of years ago now, maybe it's improved again, because I understand that Lego does have to change the designs to keep things fresh and interesting. In terms of the number of minifigures, that's kind of got worse. This particular set has got a particularly bad name compared to the 2011 set. The number of pieces has increased. The value for money has arguably increased, although strangely it weighs less, the new set, despite the fact that it contains more bricks, but it was cheaper. And then when you come to the models themselves, you get more kind of objects in the newer model, but the older model was arguably much more detailed and was bigger, which, you know, some people would prefer. But ultimately, and I think this is really the important thing, the play value has increased in the newer sets. There's kind of more to do and it's a little bit more exciting. So my personal conclusion is that Lego isn't getting worse. There's probably some areas that they can work on, but I think overall Lego is getting better. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know down below. And as I said, I will leave my links to my other videos down below where I've done a similar thing with other sets and come to, well, you'll have to see whether or not it was the same or a different conclusion. Anyway, thanks to my loyal Patreons who are scrolling down the screen now, especially George Foot, Magnanimous Meg, Jennifer Jones, Jim McCaig and Ross Carter. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you to all my other Patreons as well. Do subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and I shall see you next time for another one.